Hey, good morning, everyone. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. This broadcast is for demonstration educational purposes only. It's important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and we're not offering any type of trading advice here today. Strictly for demonstration educational purposes only. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a nice evening. Okay, let's take a look at the Forex Factory. It is Tuesday, September 16th. And if you're joining us today, well, that's the good news. Hallelujah. Any day above ground is a good day, a real good day. This morning, Canada had quite a few red folder reports. U.S. included. The core retail sales came in a little bit hot. Retail sales month over month was at 830, 915. Just a few seconds ago was the capacity utilization rate in industrial production. Business inventories is at 10. NAHB housing market, some yellow folder, lower impact reports coming up at 10 a.m. So other than the reports that already came out, today did start the two-day meeting with the Feds. And tomorrow is the big day at 2 o'clock. Everybody's anticipating an interest rate cut. And at 2 o'clock, the FOMC economic projections, their statement, the federal funds rate, all comes out. And then at 10:30, Jerome Powell will come in, whisper in the market's ear. And he'll do an explanation and read the minutes. Good morning, Rao. Good morning, Suzanne. Thanks for joining us. And if today's your first day joining us, let's take a quick look and see what happened prior to us starting this broadcast. We took a big leg up. You could see the close of yesterday's session right at 6, the open of this session, excuse me. Gerald, good morning. The opening of this current session was at 6 p.m. last night. And we had a tremendous move up on the NASDAQ. Started retracing right around the London Open. And let's take a look at the E-mini. My 30 range bars look awfully narrow. Let me check my data series. Let's make them just a little bit wider. Let's take a quick look at the E-mini. I saw a big gap up. You could see the ES on a 30 range. .16th. Let's see where the session started. That was at 1:06. This was the session start right here. That big gap up you see is over the weekend, it looks like. Let me silence this. Hang on. Okay. So just like the NASDAQ, basically, just on a smaller scale, we had a big leg up. And then when the London Open hit, we got a bit of a retracement. Not much, though. So I think that the markets are anticipating an interest rate cut tomorrow. Historically, we know from experience that the markets can be very ranging and choppy. So we will govern ourselves accordingly. If today's your first day joining us, welcome. We're going to be showcasing our automated bots. There goes gold. We'll keep an eye on gold as well. We're going to be showcasing our automated bots that run on NinjaTrader 8. And we've got a really nice diversity of different instruments that we trade, as well as different time frames. And we look for the bot that, well, first the ticker, the instrument that institutional money is influencing and get in the right direction of the trend that they're creating. And we have what we call our leaderboard. Now, I just enabled these at about 6:30 this morning, and I don't have a leaderboard, which tells us something is a message. If there's no strategies in the green, then it wouldn't be a really great idea to trade one, would it? Um, my thinking is if none of them are winning, the best thing I could do is not take a trade. But that can all change very quickly. We're watching the number one bot on gold is trading some micros. I believe it's 4 micros. What you see here is my lagometer. I just got the right line trading version. This is it, what you're looking at. This is the RLT lagometer. And I put a link in the chat box last week, and anybody that requested one through that link, we're going to get it out to you today by the end of the afternoon. I just got the package from Sergio today, and that lagometer, if you join us here on YouTube, we're giving it away as a free gift. If you're a member, you should already have one. When we install the system, we always include a lagometer because latency is such a big issue with trading. Not only with just automated bots, but just discretionary trading as well. You want to make sure that the price you're looking at on your chart matches your bid-ask spread on the right on your chart trader. My bid and ask is always going to be accurate, and I want to make sure price that I'm looking at is right where my bid and ask is. This lagometer makes it very easy to see exactly how much lag or latency we're getting. These bots have a safety coded into them where if we have over 2 seconds of lag, the system will not execute a trade. In a game where milliseconds make a difference, 2 seconds is way too much. If you're getting 2 seconds of lag, you could enter a trade and very quickly be down a point or two. And you think that they're playing games with you, but it's actually latency. And then we've included a trade copier into the workspace for prop trading. I can also use it to trade a live account. I pick my leader account, and I have my prop accounts or live account as my followers. And with the click of a mouse to turn it on, it will copy the trades into those prop accounts or live account. Good morning, Tom. Rian is in Greece. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Scopolis. I'm probably murdering the pronunciation of that, but it sounds wonderful. I wish I was with you, Rian. I hope you go on a fishing trip. All right, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We're going to tread carefully. I've also got my ETP trade copier. This ETP gives us the ability to trade our prop accounts. When I say our prop accounts, I'm referring to Right Line Funding. Our sister company, our funding arm of Right Line Trading is called Right Line Funding. And currently we are unable to connect directly to NinjaTrader. However, we have a solution. The ETP is a bridge. A bridge. We can connect our NinjaTrader 8. We can connect as many Rhythmic accounts or Tradeovate accounts directly to this platformless trade copier, and it acts as a bridge, and we can copy the trades off of our bots or our trading tools or any trading tools that we have on NinjaTrader through this ETP trade copier right into our right line funding accounts. And you can see I have in my assigned accounts, I have about 5 or 10 prop accounts with right line funding. That I can trade right off of Ninja. All right, there's the market open. Good luck, everybody. Nick, it's about 150, and then if we have a coupon code that I can send to you, and then if you want additional connections, it's another 50. So figure about $200 with the coupon code. Sonia, good morning. I saw you sent me a message in WhatsApp. I'm assuming that's you. Good morning, Sonia. I did see your message, and I'm going to reply to it after this trading session. I think it's you. Are you in the UK, Sonia? Let's put it on the power play. I'm going to try to get into a power play while we've got some really good volume. I did roll my contracts to the December month. Okay, Sonia, great. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Beautiful country you have. A lot of history. Ooh, a beautiful setup to the downside. Let's take a look at our 20U. We're still not set up for a short on our 20U. We're still retracing. Price is above the 50. One of the conditions of our power play strategy is we have to have a multi-time frame alignment of trend. What does that mean? On a short, both price has to be below the 50 on both my 20U and my 30 range. The software does a very nice job of defining risk. It plots areas of support and resistance, those blue and red lines. And we do not trade into those, some people call them supply and demand zones. We call them pivots and volume zones, where buyers or sellers are just sitting, waiting to pounce. Let's keep an eye on gold out of the corner of our eye. Gold is a safe haven. Here comes Steven. Let's keep an eye on Steven. Let's not lose track of him today. This is the one bot that lit it up really nice in the morning, early. Now you can see it is on a 20U, it's a counter trend entry. An 8 Unirenko is a much smaller time frame, much faster. So it is set up short on my 8 Unirenko. That's the data series of this chart, an 8 Unirenko. On the left, I'm looking at a 20 Unirenko. That's my higher time frame. So Steven's going to get in nice and early on these moves. Now, once it matures, you can see my stop will come down and lock in a small profit and take all the risk off the trade, which is nice because you have a 100-tick stop loss. Now you have a $400 or $500 winning trade here that you could take profits on or continue to let it mature. My 20U is just now breaking below the 50, and my power play jumped in. You can see how much later my power play came in than my Steven. So Steven's a more aggressive strategy. Gold is slowly working its way up. And it got out on the line change. Exit on the line change. What that means, that's the smart stop 3. Is once that 15 EMA changes colors, the system's going to exit the trade and take profits. This little box or rectangle on the left-hand side of my chart always tells me what the color of my 15 EMA is. Right now it's green. It's the dotted line you see below my 50. And that's a very good assessment of momentum. Wow, great job, Wow. That haymaker, huh? Look at this. This Steven is going to jump in short for a really nice win. I'm going to unlock this. I like the way Steven's looking. Let's give it a shot. So I'm going to try to get in on this short that Steven is setting up for. My 20U is right on the 50. There it goes. Well, that 20U is right on the 50. We need it to break through. I'm going to take some risk off of it. Come on, break down. Let's go. That 50 EMA on that 20 Unorenko is really such a strong level of support. I've watched price bounce off of it very frequently. Come on down. Push on through. Now, if the trade matures a little bit further to the downside, what happens is my stop. Oh, look at gold. Straight to the moon. Watching that gold trade. Testing support again on the NASDAQ. Come on, push down. Push on down. Mm-mm-mm. Going to retest that area of support. Come on, break through. Come on down. Come on down. Okay, now the risk is off on the trade. Now we need some follow through. We need some follow through the downside here. A big wind at our back to push it through. Came back. We got $100 win. I should be able to duplicate in a new tab. Good, it worked today. Let's unlock it and let's put on that gold. Let's see if we can get in a gold trade. Gold is running on my Sim 101 account. Whoop. So we're going to look to take an entry on gold. Gold is right into resistance. This is my gold chart. Getting good volume. And I've got my ETP trade copier. And I've got the, I can enable it on my power play. I've got the power play as my leader. You know, Stephen could get another roll short here. We needed to break through this area of support. Got to pull back to the 50 on the Stephen, on the 8 Unirenko. Here comes a short on Steven. Here we go. Let's see if we can break through support. It's going to retest it. It's been having a lot of trouble breaking through there. Come on, break through. I'm going to take profits right there. I chickened out. It's been bouncing off support. Here comes gold. Let's see if Steven breaks through support. Look at this. There it goes, too. So Steven's finding that ebb and flow that we like to find, we like to see. That signal C is a pull back and go. That signal C is our trigger. And you can see it retraced to the 50. It took a short roll and boom, we are in on the signal C. Hey, Steve B. Welcome. I'll be happy to help you, either myself or Brock. In the Discord, I am I monitor the user that has the Right Line Trading logo. If you just send me a message through Discord so I know who you are, I'm going to try another Steven entry. If you send me a message through Discord, Steve, I'll communicate. I'll get together with you and help you out. Here we go. Here's another entry short on Steven. You're welcome. I'm going to take off some of this risk. I don't want to take a $500 loser. Come on, let's see if we can get a short roll. Hopefully it bounces off that 50 and rolls back to the downside. Maybe I'm in on a gold trade too. Nope. Come on, let's take a big roll to the downside. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, it's tempting to put my stop above resistance and protect it, but I don't have much left on these evals. So I think I'm just going to let it ride. Now remember, right behind me, we have Mark Miller. Mark Miller's going to be trading the automated bots right behind me at 10:30. At 11:30 is David Wise. He's going to be trading the SPY Super System. Come on, let's take a short roll. Let's go. Come on down. There you go. Push on down. Whoa. Nice. Took profit on that one. Oh, I got in the power play as well on my ETP. Let me find the ETP. Lost 120. So on the apex on these evals, might get in another short move here. It did. See if we get another short roll to the downside here. We're up at about 700 per account. I think I'm just going to take profits for the day on them. I'm kind of happy right there. So on the three evals, I'm going to stop right at 700. I got 690, 680, and 750. Let me turn off. I'm in on a power play trade on my ETP. Let's go to the power play. See if we can get a follow through trying to get into my profit window. If we get a break of support. This is the power play. It's actually looking at a 30 range. Need some follow through to the downside. Now this has the leapfrog integration. If it does find its way down to within 25 ticks of my profit target, what will happen is it'll go into the leapfrog. And the leapfrog integration can be added to any one of our strategies. I was talking to Antonio yesterday and showing him how it's within our trade management parameters. So any strategy that we have, you can enable that leapfrog integration. And it's really a great addition to keep the risk reward ratio in our favor, allowing winners to run. I have a horrible habit of cutting my winners short. With that leapfrog, it gives you the potential of really a home run on every trade. Catch the meat of the move. So on my right line funding accounts, I'm copying this power play using the ETP trade copier. Need this break of support. What I like to do usually is take my profit target and put it right above support. This way, when price comes down, it'll get into my profit window that much quicker, and it'll take a lot of risk off this trade. So we're not gambling on the break. See if we can get some selling pressure here, get us in that leapfrog. Rao's riding that haymaker. Great job, Rao. I love the haymaker. It's really one of my favorite strategies. I love the entries. You're always going to get in tight to that 50. Into the direction of the trend. Trying to get a break of support here. Come on down. Come on down. Break through. We got some running room should it break. Push down. Here we go. Let's see if we can. There it goes. It's in our leapfrog now. We're in a leapfrog situation. Okay, we got nicked out, but we brought it back from $100, 120 down to 115 up across about 9 accounts. So this ETP is a solution to trade the right line funding accounts. And I say that because of we got a Profit King challenge that you can get cash payouts every single day. For $49, you can get a $500 payout. Just trade 5 contracts and make 10,000. It would be almost the same thing as trading 1 contract and making 2,000. So don't be intimidated by the number. Just trade 5 contracts, get to 10. Statistically, it's the same as getting 1 contract to 2. Let's see what the E-mini's doing today. I see Bitcoin, the Sim Bitcoin, man, this strategy on Bitcoin is, can't write it off, let me tell you. My micro gold is up $200 and my micro Bitcoin is up 113. This is the micro Bitcoin. You can see the entry it took. Back here it went short. Took a short entry, rode it all the way down and got out on the exit on the line change. Beautiful short move. Now, the problem with the MBT, of course, is the liquidity. You could see the daily volume is at 20,000 contracts. That's a third as much as the Russell, and the Russell gets very low volume. So 20,000 contracts for the day. You have a pretty big bid-ask spread, so it's not easy getting in and out of those trades. I think I'm trading 4 or 5 micros, and you could see my entries and exits on the 5 contracts, the difference in price. They're huge, very big. So getting the fills on micros when you trade multiple contracts, it's a bit of a challenge. Our NQ30 velocity is in. Let's check out the NQ30 velocity. This is the one that has a much more liberal stop. Like Steven, it gives it a lot of room. I was mentioning yesterday, if you missed it, last week, last couple of weeks really, I was having some trouble with crashes. And it's always nice to learn what other people are stumbling on, right? This way we don't have to. The reason I was slipping on a banana peel, as I like to refer to it as, believe it or not, is I didn't clean out my exhaust fans. My laptop has these little fans, and so does yours. Even your desktop, it has fans that cool it off. Well, what happens is the dust accumulated and it couldn't cool itself. I kept hearing the thing. It sounded like, because I'm right here by the Air Force Base, it sounded like one of those fighter jets, one of those helicopters in my laptop. So I bought some of that duster, took it out back in my backyard. Sergio said, "Hey, when you spray that thing, take it outside, because you don't want the kids to breathe it in." So I was expecting like a huge mountain of toxic dust to come out of the computer, maybe even radioactive, who knows? But I took it outside and sprayed the heck out of it. I didn't really see anything come out of it, but I took it back upstairs and plugged it in, and the thing was quiet as a mouse. And the problem went away. Knock on wood. Nice, Rao. Congratulations. We've got a ranging sideways environment here. Congratulations, Rao, again. Just a great trader. You've traded gold 5,000, closed 2 days old trade on the Forex market at XAU USD. A lot of Forex traders trade that. Let me read your comment a little closer, Steve. You said that you did the update and it disappeared. You did the update in Ninja and it disappeared. Okay, regardless, I'm going to give you a hand, either myself or Brock, as soon as this live stream's over. Thanks for clarifying that. It is gone. It pulled a Harry Houdini, the El Disapiro. Sometimes, what I normally tell people, I talked to David yesterday, same issue. His strategies disappeared. Sometimes it happens. I thought perhaps he was on the wrong workspace, but he wasn't. They just disappeared. And it happens. Luckily, Sergio developed what we call the RLT tool, for lack of a better word. And it's a great tool. With the click of a mouse, we can rebuild those strategies, and they'll be back in under a minute. You're going to reload it and update it anyway? Good. You're a good. You got a good spirit. Making lemonade out of lemons. I love it. When life gives you lemonade, when life gives you lemons, turn it into lemonade. And the good Lord can throw us some curveballs, can he? Woo! Lean not on our own understanding. Apex restored it? Well, great. That's right. That's the way to look at it. You're going to get the latest and greatest. All right, this 30 range velocity is taking some heat. I learned something yesterday because yesterday, same thing. The first half hour, first 45 minutes, we got some good movement. And then things kind of died down. The volume waned. Plus, we had the split contracts, the months. We were half on September, half on December. So I'm going to take off my September. You could see the ES. My September contract has 277,000 contracts. December is 488. So it's safe to remove September. NASDAQ 81,000 versus 151,000. Almost a 2-to-1. Now tomorrow is going to be the live training. We do an onboarding, and I think either myself or Mark or Sergio, one of the three of us will do it. I'm going to prepare myself to do it. And we'll be able to answer questions in real time. We can unmute our mics. Everyone can unmute their mic and have a voice. If you're struggling with something, if you have a question. tomorrow at 12 noon in Discord. I was listening to one of the recordings, and they were very well done. Come on down. It's drifting back down. Oh, MBT's back in. Micro Bitcoin is in a short. Oh my goodness, look at the volume. There's just very little volume. You could see we're on 10, 13. The bid-ask spread is 10. $10. ES30 range is in. Let's take a look at the E-mini. Our ABC star on the ES30 range. That's one of our stronger bots. This is Roberts. Here it comes back to the downside. I always like to put my profit target right above. I don't want it to have to break through support. Unfortunately, I stopped it out. I didn't mean for it to do that. But this is, let me show you how to integrate the leapfrog because I assumed it was on this strategy. It's not. This is the 30 range velocity drone. Now, let's say I wanted to add the leapfrog onto this particular strategy. All I would have to do is come under my strategies on my control center, and I'm going to find that particular strategy. It's the NQ30 range smart velocity. Right here. And neither one is in a trade. So I'm going to disable it. If it was in a trade, I would close the position first. But because it's not, I'm going to disable it, right click on it, and select Edit Strategy. Now, once this opens up, these are the parameters. I'm just going to scroll down to the Trade Management section. In Trade Management, you can see I have my leapfrog, my offset. And I usually make it the same as my profit target window on the NASDAQ. But I can make the brackets have an offset of 25 ticks, 50 ticks. It's totally up to me. As conservative as I am, I don't want to give back too much. So I make it 25. But we could certainly make it bigger. We can make it 35 and give it a bigger offset. Now, once I've made that change, I always want to make sure that I'm still on the correct instrument. It's a NinjaTrader glitch. If you make a change, sometimes this will change to the ES. So we want to make sure that we're on the NASDAQ, which we are. And I click OK. And just like that, I've added the leapfrog into that strategy. And I could do the same exact thing for my bot. Now the drone you saw, the stop was at 100 ticks and the profit target was at 100. The bot self-adjusts and it moved the stop all the way into 25 ticks. So it took off 75 ticks of risk. And we're going to put the same leapfrog in. Make sure it's on the NASDAQ always and click OK, and we'll enable that. I personally love the leapfrog. I love it for a couple of different reasons. Not only because it gives you the potential to let your winner run, but if you notice, when you move it, if your profit target is below support and you move it right above support, it gets in your window much quicker and your stop will fly down and you'll be in a leapfrog situation with that change I just made. So I just like the way it manages the trades personally. And it can be added onto every single one of our bots. Amen, Duke. Amen. I agree with you. We got an ODP in action. Let's take a look at crude oil, the ODP on crude. That's one of our hotter OBTs right now. ODP, excuse me. The ODP, these are the bots that we have specifically designed to pass the evaluations in one trade. Low volume on crude. Got that ODP. The haymaker's in. Let's check out the haymaker. That was a beautiful haymaker entry long. Here's your bot, Rao. Here's the haymaker in on a monster. The stop is in a perfect place. The stop is right below support. Now the stop is going to be attached to my 15 EMA on this move. Once it goes up $300, I believe the threshold is 60 ticks. Meaning if the 15 EMA turns yellow or red, it's going to exit. No, I take that back. Um, well, it's still green. Now it's no. The exit on line change did not kick in. Take it back. Coming up right behind me at 10:30 is Mark Miller. Remember, it's Miller time. 10:30. What I wanted to do was share a link for today's presentation. We're going to be doing a deep dive on the iBot system. Excuse me, sorry about that. Today at 4:30. There's a excuse me, sorry. Um, I just put a registration link in the chat box. If you'd like to learn more on our iBots, go ahead and register. If you can't make it live, we'll definitely send you the replay on it. That's the AI powered market internal system. This haymaker trade is slowly but surely. Okay, it did take that smart stop on that one. Um, Actually, I think that was a candlestick pattern recognition. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was that bearish engulfing candle. So it recognized this candle as being a bearish engulfing candle and immediately exited the trade and took a small gain. So that machine learning algorithm anticipated a reversal coming with that previous bar and exited the trade. So let's just do a really brief recap. I got Mark Miller coming up at 10:30, and just wanted to show the leaderboard. We're still in this trade on the one-day pass. These one-day passes, now that I'm thinking about it, that leapfrog is a really great way to play the one-day pass because you certainly don't want to give back any of these real life. Well, you don't want to give back too much of these unrealized gains. And one way to keep it from closing out and you have a lot of unrealized gains would be with that leapfrog. But we piggyback Steven today for a couple of really nice trades. And we were able to get those Apex accounts about $2,100 across three of them. And on the ETP, on the right line funding accounts, we were able to make about $1,000 across 9 accounts, about $115 across 9. One of them came out. Well, that's the leader account. Never mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right line funding accounts, all with about $115 in profits. On your way out, please, if you would, don't forget, like my video here on YouTube, if you will. It helps get new eyes on our products and services, the way the algorithm works with YouTube. I like to refer to it as my job security. If you like my videos, I'll be back. If nobody likes them, I'm going to take a hike. It's like the guy on stage that, the stand-up comic who, bombs. They get the cane and they rip him off the stage. We're going to close it down at 10:30. 10:30, we're going to close her down. Now, listen, you may have to go. We're going to see if it segs right into his Mark's live stream. If you haven't seen Mark Miller, stick around. He's a lot of fun, great guy, and he's a lot of fun to watch. Very exciting. He's coming up in just 1 minute. I'll also post the link in Discord, Duke. I think I can even put it in this chat. Now, it could come right up behind me, and you might not have to do anything. Thanks, Duke. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of your day. Tomorrow's the big day, everybody. We've been waiting for this day. I'm hoping it's at least 50 basis points on that interest rate cut. I hope they go big. I think they've already baked the quarter point into the equation. So I'm looking for a minimum of 50 basis points, but let's see. They're very conservative over there. See you tomorrow, Rao. Have a blessed day, everybody. So long.